Black people, we are our own worst enemies. We cry victim. We cry racism. We blame everybody else for why our lives are the way that they are, and yet we continue to do stuff like this. We continue to put individuals into office simply off the basis of their race, because of the sweet words they use to pander to us, aka the lies that they continue to perpetuate, and because we do not want to take personal accountability for the environments that we create. Now, look, I just found out about this story literally moments ago. I tuned into a live broadcast by a creator by the name of Messy Michonne, I believe is her name. Shout out to Messy Michonne. Powerful content, super straightforward, and just hilarious. But she was basically going over this this speech that was given by the mayor of Baltimore. Now, for anybody who doesn't know what Baltimore is, if you might be outside of the United States, etc., Baltimore is one of the most dangerous cities in America. It also happens to be what's oftentimes referred to as a chocolate city, which is a city that is predominantly African American or Black. And again, it just so happens to be one of the most dangerous cities in America and has been for quite a while now. It is run down with crime. The economy is completely shot. And in essence, unfortunately, the only people that seem to truly care about what's going on are the ones who either leave the space or continue to vote in opposition of the majority. But the majority of individuals just seem to be so satisfied with the chaos in their environment, but then when it continues to perpetuate, they cry victim. And so I want to do a breakdown of this video. It's a very, very short video, a short speech that was given by Mayor, just appointed again, Mayor Brandon Scott out of Baltimore. Young dude who unfortunately is more of a grifter and a race hustler than anything else. I can't call him I can't sugarcoat it for y'all. This dude just gives me grift. He gives me pandering. He gives me selling whatever the people want to buy, even though it's not going to be for their best good. And so I want to get into this video, and really the purpose is just to show you guys how deep this victimhood mentality goes and how there are those who will sell you on this belief system and really lead you to your own demise. And so that being said, let's get into it. And this is directly from his own platform, so this ain't something that's being shared by somebody else out there in the ethers.
In the results, but it is clear that there will be a second Trump presidency. It is really on my heart this morning to say that as a man, but more importantly as a Black man, that this country does not deserve Black women or Black people.
So that right there is an argument I've heard 1,000 times over. I've heard dating coaches such as Derek Jackson, right? Dude who was telling women how these men are no good and these men are cheaters, and the same man was cheating on his wife throughout his entire marriage, even before the marriage started. And I just have to point out a couple of things. This ain't a body language channel. I'm not a body language coach of some sorts, but this just reads fake and phony. This reads put on. Again, that might just be me. Let me know in the comments. Is that just me who is seeing it looks like this individual is putting on sadness in order to pander and sell to a crowd? But anyway, I'm going to let the man continue.
But specifically, Black women. This morning I woke up and I just gave my wife a hug because I know how heavy this is weighing on Black women. And they have carried this country and saved this country too many times, and continue to be the most disrespected human beings on the planet. And
they have saved this country too many times. It's amazing whenever I hear this conversation piece, it's always directed towards Black women. It's never us as a unison. It's never those with, certain value systems who value family, integrity, honesty. It's never just those people. It always has to be race, and it always has to be a very specific subsect of race. Again, this is a man who is the mayor of a predominantly Black city. What do you think he says in order to get himself back into office? What strategy would you use to get yourself into office? Surely this can't be a grift. Surely this can't be pandering. I mean, we've never seen that in the political atmosphere, especially not when it comes to black. But let us continue.
Beings on the planet, and it, quite frankly, it disgusts me. I'm thinking about the world that we're going to bring our daughter into in a few months. And I want the vice president to know that her and her team did everything right in the right way. But the unfortunate
lack of accountability. Don't we just love a lack of accountability as a people? We just love to not take any ownership over it. You did nothing wrong, could have done nothing different. You are perfect. It's just because it's the bad orange tan man's fault. That's the reason why you lost. You didn't lose because you splurged $1 billion worth of fundraised monies, and now you're in $20 million worth of debt because you paid celebrities to come and shake their thing on stage. It's not that reason. Surely it can't be that. It's got to be because you did everything perfect and you're perfect. That's the exact same message that, again, a lot of these dating coaches, you are just perfect. You are perfect. Nothing has to change. You never have to change. You're perfect. No personal accountability, no personal responsibility for anybody, because we hate that. We're allergic to it in the black community, in the quote unquote black community, whatever that even means. We're being divided into two peoples, and it's not race based. It's those who have certain morals and values and those who do not. Simple as that. But for those who still are in this race net, they can still be caught in the net of race, or you can still put the bait out there. Race baiting, this is going to appeal to you. Oh, bad orange man, good black woman. 92% voting in one direction. The only demographic that didn't swing disproportionately to the other side, unfortunately. Shout out to my 9 to 8% who are waking up and who are unafraid and don't have to base your decisions off of what your grandmama, your aunties, or whoever else is still tied up in those cobwebs and those nets of race baiting.
But the unfortunate reality is that this country is still steeped in racism, sexism, and misogyny. I am personally proud of her, and I know that so many others are the same. We appreciate her tenacity, her focus, her decency, and how she handled herself throughout this campaign. And I don't want to hear anybody saying that they should have done something different. She should have been running longer. The fact is that they did everything that a campaign can do and more. But we as a country really have a lot of soul searching to do.
Again, this might as well be one of them dating coaches. What's he gonna say? Ladies, you have done nothing wrong. All of your 15 exes were toxic, narcissist, self-centered, emotionally unavailable. All of them. You did nothing wrong. And it's their responsibility to do some soul searching. But you stay the exact same way. Dysfunction, so what? Childhood trauma that has not been dealt with? Dysfunctional behaviors? But them, they got to get it together. Unbelievable.
And that's really what I want to say about that today. But I want black women to hear from me to know that.
Yeah, he does. He wants that vote.
As a black man, I am going to triple my efforts to lift them up, to make sure that they're supported, to make sure that they're seen, and to make sure that other folks are challenged into understanding that they alone can't be the soul of this democracy, and that they alone can't save us from ourselves time and time again. They alone can't be the people that show up and show up in such a way that folks who are voting against their own best interest, that they're saved as well.
People voting against, I've heard this argument 1,000 times now that we are literally 7 days away from the primaries, right? Voting against your own interests. So, okay, so I'm supposed to vote for more crime, poverty, open borders where essentially anybody can come in and do whatever they want. They're getting better preferential treatment than those who came in the legal way, like myself, when it took 10 years for us to process our paperwork from green card into actual citizenship. So, yeah, of course, yes, vote for your best interest, which is crime, a terrible economy, more debauchery, the mutilation of our children. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. We do need more tampons in the boys' bathroom. That's what we need. In this country, what we really need policy-wise is it's more, yeah, that's the solution. It's definitely more tampons in the boys' bathroom. Yeah, this guy's a genius. Party's just phenomenal, these guys. No wonder why, it's no wonder why, nobody went red this time around. It's no wonder why nobody shifted. It's no wonder why nobody woke up and realized what's actually going on. Thank God they're all back in office now, right? That's what happened. That's reality.
They can't do it anymore. And we have to be there to understand that reality and lift them up. I don't know everything that a second Trump presidency will bring to Baltimore. But if he follows through on some of his dark, violent promises, we know that we are looking at challenges in the years ahead. But I want Baltimoreans to hear me clearly. We have a lot to be proud of in our leadership in the state and in the city. And I know all of my colleagues in office will agree when I say that Baltimore will always be a place that welcomes and protects our residents, no matter what they look like, who they love, where they were born, or how they choose to live their lives.
Unless you voted for Trump, of course. Just like FEMA, who was supposed to be helping the people who had experienced a flood in Florida and were skipping houses that have Trump signs in front of them. Or maybe in North Carolina where the same thing was happening, but they didn't publicize that. Yes. You are welcome so long as you agree with us. With us. With us. If you don't, you are the enemy. You are ostracized, ridiculed. You are not one of us. Thank you for your acceptance and your inclusion, dear Brandon.
As long as they're doing it in a legal manner. That will not change. And I will continue fighting for Baltimoreans no matter what.
That's right. Continue fighting to keep crime rampant. Continue to fight to keep things the exact same. Continue to pander to people while you sit in a cushy home that does not have to be affected by what's going on in your city. And you get to enjoy the fruits of what comes with that position without actually having to be a part of what's taking place in that city. If you're somebody from Baltimore, I would love to hear your stories. If you've experienced Baltimore in any capacity, I would love to. But it's truly unfortunate that we have these grifters who are still grifting. And, thankfully we're waking up. We have, these different platforms that allow us to express truth and bring truth to power. These type of messages back in the day would have just been publicized. Everybody believes it's reality. And those who have common sense weren't allowed to voice themselves. But now times have changed. The times, they are changing. That's definitely not the melody or even the way that Bob Dylan sang that song. And to be honest, I don't even know if I'm down to be singing Bob Dylan at this point in time, because all celebrities have damn near disappointed him. Okay, maybe like 7 of them haven't, but almost all of them have disappointed me. Utterly disappointed me. Bought and sold for. Unbelievable. But back to the point at hand, this is what it looks like to pander to people and keep them in the very same place while expressing that you're helping them. It's a dangerous, dangerous game. And it's so seductive and it's so enticing. And again, it looks and sounds good on the surface, but the reality of it is the very opposite.
I used to be afraid of the dark, a place unknown like a heart in their heart. I used to see my life in the bar. Now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2-step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a